I want to offer you today a really deeply, profoundly powerful way of resolving your own conflicts. It's really, really easy. There's only 3 steps to it, but it is deeply, profoundly powerful. Let's begin. Set yourself the intention of, I wonder what I'm overlooking when it comes to this issue. Let's leave it as broad as that. Yeah. And ask yourself, would I be willing and interested to explore this through the vehicle of self-hypnosis? Yeah. Now, because this is self-hypnosis, please only watch the video or listen to my words when it's absolutely safe and appropriate to do so. Yeah. Please don't follow along with me if you are driving or if you are operating any kind of machinery. Only do so when it's totally safe and appropriate to do so, because I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. What I'd like you to do is, because this is a sort of I want you to engage with your body rather than with your intellect, yeah? Because if your intellect had been able to solve this, it probably would have done so by now. So you're kind of inviting the rest of you. So I'd like you to focus on your hands to start with. And if you could put your 2 hands out, facing forward, so that the palms are facing together, they're kind of flat, but not up there, because that's just because I'm on the video. Do it sort of, mine's just below my heart, you know, it's just kind of at a comfortable level, so your elbows are kind of at 90 degrees. And focus on those 2 hands. So they're about 10 centimeters apart. And I'd like you to close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, I'd like you to imagine that then between those 2 palms, there's a powerful set of magnets. And maybe you can sense that energy between the 2 hands just wanting to draw together. And just with the power of your imagination, you don't need to do anything. You don't need to force anything. Just let it occur. I want you to ask, if the rest of me, if all of me is willing to take a look at this issue, then I'm going to allow these hands, with the power of my imaginary magnets that are in between those 2 hands, to draw together. And I want you to imagine that occurring, but it's occurring, of course, with your eyes closed, so you don't quite know when it's going to happen. And so maybe you can actually imagine also a sense of anticipation of what it might feel like as those hands go closer together. They go closer together, and maybe you can start to notice the difference in that sense of that energy between the 2 hands as the magnets come drawing together, and at a certain point, those hands are going to touch. I'll leave you for a moment to enjoy that experience on your own. And when those hands touch, I want you to notice what you notice, because you just let that happen. And then I'd like you to focus your attention on your left hand. Just focus your attention on your left hand. And I want you to ask that left hand, even though it sounds a little strange, to review everything about this issue. And as you review everything about this issue, that left hand can start to drift down. And so as you review the issue, it might involve thoughts, feelings, memories, actions that took place, fixed ideas. But whatever it is, I want you to review that and allow that left hand to drop down and down as that process is occurring. I'll just go quiet for a moment. And you'll know when you reach a point where you kind of feel internally satisfied that you've reviewed that issue. And when you're satisfied, I'd like you then to focus your attention on your right hand. And imagine in your right hand is all of your creative resources, all of the magic of the things yet to be discovered. And with your right hand, allow that hand to drop, to drift down ever so slowly, doing it on its own time, in its own way. There's nothing really for you to be pushing. As your creative resources come up with new ideas, new thoughts, new ways of approaching this issue, whatever this issue may be. Maybe you can notice, even with your eyes closed, your hand ever so slightly, smoothly, slowly, or maybe there's a jerk, maybe there's a movement in another part of your body at a certain moment. Gentle drifting down. And as you reach a point where you feel satisfied by that, maybe you notice a settling in your body, maybe there's a certain emotional reaction. Allow you then, in your own time, to bring those two hands together, almost involuntarily, just letting it occur, inviting the rest of you to follow its processes and integrate till those two hands are touching again. And then just open your eyes and notice what you notice. That's it. That's the whole process, but it's incredibly powerful. All right, cheers. Bye.